and Kate, Harry and Meghan, Diana. So you'll see the avenue, look on the right, there's the avenue just there, but here, just by the green lights coming up, guys, you're going to have to look really carefully. It's on the right, it's not a big palace. Look down to the right, you'll see the avenue of trees. Look now to the right, keep looking after the green lights. Look down, you'll see the brick facade, Kensington Palace, the home of Prince William, Prince Kate, Harry and Meghan. There it is. You see? Kensington Palace. Now, that view, guys, the night or the day after Diana's tragic death in Paris, flowers started to arrive at the gate, and over the next week turned into fields of flowers. Remember? You remember on TV here? You know, Diana lived in this neighborhood, and actually another place to look down to the right, most expensive residential street in London. Look to the right, Kensington Palace Gardens, most expensive residential street in London. And then, guys, coming up on the left, the world's largest Whole Foods store. Largest Whole Foods store on the left in the world. Whole Foods from Texas. Whole Foods, this is the largest Whole Foods store. 3 floors. Now we're on a street, guys, this is called Kensington High Street. So remember, when I say High Street, it's like in the US Main Street. So people who live here locally, they don't need to go to Oxford Street, you know, in the summertime. They can do the shopping, they can find the labels here, yeah? So you can stay in this district. So this is Kensington High Street. So Kensington Palace, you know, Kensington Palace, where Diana lived, where Prince William lives, Prince Harry lives. At Kensington Palace, so the Queen lives at Buckingham Palace. Prince Charles lives at Clarence House, we saw that the other day. Prince William and Prince Harry live here at Kensington Palace. So Prince William and Kate have the big apartments that before were occupied by Princess Margaret, younger sister of the Queen. When she died, they renovated the apartments, they changed the apartments, and then William and Kate moved in with the 3, now they have 3 children. So quite a large suite of apartments. Harry and Meghan live in a small cottage behind, and then also within the buildings of Kensington Palace you have what we call the lesser royals. So these are cousins of the Queen, you know, so they live here. Now, there was a bit of a controversy a few years ago when it was discovered that some of these royals lived in palaces, in apartments, here at this palace, very cheap rent. And everybody then said, wait, why they pay such cheap rent? So the Queen, it's a bit of a difficult position because the lesser royals, minor royals, don't really have, like the Prince Harry, Prince William, they have the duty, they have an official role, yeah? They are there to do certain functions like the Queen. Some of the younger members, younger brothers, younger sisters, and their children don't have, they're normal people. But you know, the older generation were not used to having a job. In the old days, it's a different world. So they didn't have the money, they didn't really they didn't have roles. It's changed now with the younger generation, normal. So they have to go out and work. Maybe they come from, you know, the families is quite rich. But so the Queen ended up helping to pay the rent for some of these families because they didn't have that much money. They were royal, but they were living in a place where they should be paying a huge amount, and they couldn't afford that. So the Queen volunteered to help pay their rent, you know, because the younger members of the royals, you know, it's more difficult. So if you think about it, the line of succession always goes to the eldest child. If you're the second child or the third child and children, you're used to, your grandfather might have been king, but you're a normal person. So it's a bit more complicated, a bit more difficult. Kensington Palace dates from the 1700s. Yeah.